What's up, guys? I'm Lee Morse with Fstoppers.com. This is the brand new iPhone 7. This is a normal headphone jack. So right when this phone was announced, I put a post up on Fstoppers saying that I would never buy this phone until they released a battery case that had a headphone jack. I just have too many different headphones and microphones and attachments to my phone. I'm not going to buy a little dongle for every single thing that I own, and I'm certainly not going to walk around with a dongle hanging out of my phone.
And even if you did, you couldn't listen to music and charge your phone at the same time.
Exactly. That's like something that everybody does.
Every New Yorker is going to be upset about.
So I received a bunch of different emails from case manufacturers saying, hey, this is what we have in the works. It's coming, but we're waiting on Apple. We'll talk about this a little bit more in a second. But 2 weeks ago, I got an email from iStand. And then yesterday in the mail, I totally forgot about this, we get the iStand 6. You can see they have marked it out with, with a black marker and written 7 next to it. And I didn't buy an iPhone 7 because I have a 6S. I'm kind of happy with it for right now. You went out and bought an iPhone 7 just to review this case. So you've been using it for 24 hours now? What do you think of it?
As a whole, it's probably the most well-designed battery case I've ever had. It is so slick. It looks so good.
Compare it to this.
It's actually thinner than that.
Yeah, and I think it has more battery.
It might have more battery power. If you actually pry this thing apart right here, it then turns into a stand, which is really incredible. So you could just set this down, have FaceTime. You could put it sideways. You could do like time lapse. A lot of photography options with the phone now being able to have a stand.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I guess with the headphone jack being on the bottom, it kind of like breaks the stand functionality.
Sure.
But it uses the lightning port, which I personally like. I enjoy how easy it is to put that cord in. But your case, it uses what, the micro USB?
Yeah, this is just a standard cheapo Amazon battery case. I prefer using micro USB because I have 15 other micro USB cables in my house, and I don't like different cables.
Right.
But I understand. I like being able to flip a cable and not worry about which direction it goes in.
But the problem I've had with this is you have to hit this little button here on the back, and unlike other cases, you have to hold it for like 4 or 5 seconds for it to become activated. And even then, sometimes it doesn't become activated. I've just had a hard time really figuring out if the battery is charging 100% and if it's charging my phone up to 100%.
Yeah, it seems like it is a prototype and it's not working exactly as it should.
Last night, I had my phone in this case and I plugged it into the lightning port and I went to sleep. And I woke up with the case 100% charged, but my phone was at 20%. So I have yet to use it in 24 hours where the phone's at 100% and the battery's at 100%. And that's the ultimate goal. Like, that's what you want. So it seems like it needs sort of like a firmware update for the case itself.
Yeah.
But because this is a prototype, I don't know that I'll ever get another one of these cases, which actually brings up an interesting argument because if this case gets destroyed or stops working, I don't know that I want the iPhone 7 in the first place.
Right, because basically this leads to the next portion of this review. Where can I get this case? And the answer is nowhere. As I understand it, this might be the first and only
case in America.
Yeah, right. And so I have been in communication with the creator of this case and the creator of 2 other cases that have not hit the market yet. And this case actually was an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. This one made it to $800. Apple, as I understand it, contacted Indiegogo and made them pull it down.
So wait a minute, they've made this prototype without actually having a campaign to finance the prototype?
Yeah, it's like it already existed. They made the product because this was a product that you know, was for iPhone 6. And basically what they did is they took a product that already existed and added a headphone jack to it, which is fine. The problem is that Apple shut it down. And as I understand it, I've talked to, like I said, 3 different case manufacturers that are trying to do this headphone thing. Apple will not certify these cases. What is it called? MFI certification or something?
So this company has MFI certification. I went to Apple's website.
Right, for other
and they
products.
have it, but not for this one functionality.
Exactly.
So I guess because they have the MFI certification, their previous products will work, but there's a chance at any moment with a new update, this device might stop working.
That's what I can't get a totally clear answer on. Like, why do you need this certification? And it seems like Apple can give this case some sort of
Guarantee that
that it will work throughout updates and stuff, and
after they pay a licensing fee to use.
Yeah, maybe that's what's going on. And so the fear is that you could buy this case as it is right now, and then with an update, it could just stop working next week. That's the way I understand it after talking to a few of these people. And the theory goes that Apple is purposefully dragging their feet on getting everybody this certification because they do not want these cases to come to market, because it will destroy the sales of their ridiculous AirPod Bluetooth earphones.
Which kind of makes sense, but what happens when every other company has Bluetooth headphones as well? Isn't that going to cannibalize their own sales? Like, I don't understand why they wouldn't want people to have the most options to use their phone, because that makes their phone the most versatile.
I think nothing brings Apple more joy than removing the ability to make decisions for yourself. If Apple can take it all away and say, we're gonna take the battery out of the phone, so you have to plug it in at all times, and you go, but I like using my phone on battery. They go, no,
Yeah,
I think we know better.
I think I remember when they told me I had to hold my phone this way.
Yeah, you don't know how to hold your phone
You don't know
right.
how to hold your phone. Apple wants to tell me how to hold the phone.
I know, and it's so frustrating. I would love to switch over. I'd love to go to Android.
I was very close to doing it. The only thing that kept me from changing over is my Apple TVs that I've already bought, and the fact that all of my friends and family use FaceTime.
Yep.
If it was not for FaceTime, I don't think I would own this phone right now.
FaceTime,
I think I would get
AirPlay, iMessage. They have you in this ecosystem. It's very hard to let it go once you're in there. But if they remove all ports, that's the next theory with the iPhone 8, whatever's next, it's going to go to wireless everything.
It'll be a disaster.
That will be a total disaster. Like, I love the idea of wireless charging and stuff.
But I want the option. If the if I go to a Starbucks and they don't have the, the connection that I can just lay my phone on, I want to be able to still plug in the headphone jack. If you have to use a power mat on the new iPhone, imagine that. You have to set your phone down, and now your phone's not really usable. You have to like hover over your phone to use it. How silly is that?
Well, that would be crazy. I've also seen there's some technology out there where they're actually talking about like truly wireless over-the-air charging.
You could have it a few inches.
Well, I've seen some things, like some demos where people have their phone in their pocket, and it's like when they're in their home, it's charging. When they're in their room or their car, it's charging. If Apple can come up with that, that would be great. But even still,
Give us the option.
I want a headphone jack and I want a power cable jack. I want that also. I don't want to have to carry around some crazy ass wireless charging system. And this is kind of the exact same thing that we're seeing with the new MacBook Pro, where they're getting rid of all USB and putting USB-C Thunderbolt ports in there. And it's just, you have to have dongles and you have to buy all of these accessories to make old products that everybody uses every single day work.
As a photographer, could you imagine if the Hot Shoe or PC Sync worked the same way? That you bought new lights and you had to have a dongle every time you wanted to use, not just other products, but previous products made by Nikon or Canon?
Yeah, like there would
be insane.
Nobody would buy it, and that's the issue. Apple has this control over people. It's driving me crazy. I'm very glad at this moment in time that I'm not a Mac user. We are on Windows here, so we're not having to deal with all of that crap.
Because you couldn't even charge your phone, your iPhone 7 with your computer.
Exactly. So the situation that we're in right now is
I'm in the tricky situation because I own this phone right now.
Yeah.
I'm still deciding if I'm going to keep an iPhone 7
Yeah.
or move, I guess.
Yeah. So I did speak to another case designer yesterday. He has a Kickstarter for a case that I think actually looks a little bit more slick than this. It doesn't have the chin underneath it. The case is has the exact same width of bezel all the way around, and then the headphone jack is a little bit above the case on the back. I think it's a little bit slicker to look at. He told me he was also having problems with the certification, but he's just saying, screw it, we're not doing the certification. We're going to start shipping these units in the next week or two.
Apple hasn't shut down their Kickstarter.
I don't know if the Kickstarter might be complete at this point, but the point is that you will actually be able to buy this case in the next 2 weeks or so, somewhere around in there. They told me that they were going to send us one. This case, though, had an Indiegogo campaign just a couple of weeks ago that was literally shut down by Apple. And when I talked to the creator of this, he's in China somewhere, he doesn't speak English perfectly. It sounds like he's struggling with Apple to get it back up. Like you said, the other cases that this guy makes, this one, the iStand 6, has the certification. On the Indiegogo campaign, he claimed that this one would have the certification as well. And I think that's what made Apple mad. So basically, guys, if this is something that you have been waiting for a while, you're going to be waiting just a little bit longer. Hopefully, there will be a product in the next week or two that becomes available on the market, but it will not be MFI certified, whatever that means. It will work when you get it, but I'm not 100% sure it will work after updates.
Yeah, that's pretty scary stuff. So maybe you could just get the one and then just never update your iOS for a year or two.
I have absolutely no idea.
I don't know that nice. I want a different case. Like, this is exactly what I want.
Yeah.
I just want, to make sure the firmware and everything works well to where this could charge and actually function 100%. It seems to be working like 80% correctly.
Right. So we are not out of this issue yet, but we are very close. I bet in just a couple of weeks, you will have an option to go out and buy. Stay tuned for this on fstoppers.com. We will definitely keep you guys up to date. We'll also make a video comparing this case with the new case whenever we get it. And if you have a MacBook Pro, I got no advice for you on that.
We might have a Microsoft review for you coming soon.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a Surface Book versus MacBook Pro comparison. Thanks for watching, guys.